Ecological and context analysis of well-being in an educational setting. Educational institutions and governments around the world have started to tackle the issue of mental health and well-being in young people and learners more aggressively, owing to the overwhelming evidence that this has on the academic outcomes of learners, their communities, society at large, and their future life prospects. Three main areas will be of interest to us, touching on the individual level, the community level, as well as the structural level. These three separate, seemingly different concepts are actually interconnected, interrelated, and intertwined when it comes to the issues of mental health and well-being for an individual as well as in an educational setting. Mental health, often mentioned in relation to mental illness or disorder, is related to a state of mind which allows individuals to realize their full potential, cope with normal stresses of life, enjoy life and find meaning in it, work productively, build a strong relationship with others, and contribute to their communities, etc., in a rational way. Well-being, on the other hand, is an umbrella concept that is used to describe the state of mind in which a person may find himself or herself in, owing to his or her physical, spiritual, and or emotional conditions that are descriptive on his or her ability to function or behave rationally in various settings. Bronson Brom, an American psychologist, has been credited for postulating an ecological systems theory that is described in the diagram in front of you. In the diagram, it clearly shows the interconnectedness, the interrelationship between the individual and his immediate surrounding under the microsystem, followed by the interconnection between the members of his surrounding community under the mesosystem, and those are also influenced by another layer of people or structures under social services, neighbors, local politics, industry, mass media, under exosystem, and eventually all of these are driven or are also interconnected by the macro system, which is characterized by attitude and ideologies of a culture. On this back comes the definition of ecological analysis. It is a process that investigates the relationship between individuals and their physical surroundings, focusing on bidirectional and individual context interactions that contributes to well-being. Contextual analysis is the process of understanding the broader range of relationships that influence outcomes within a specific setting or event. It is also an analysis of a context within both its historical and cultural setting, the qualities that characterize it, and the characteristics of the ecology or environment that influence these. Whole school or college approaches to well-being, which focus on teachers' training and support needs, are therefore endorsed. Factors influencing well-being across all populations can be grouped in three key areas: individual, community, and structural. Hermitage and others proposed the use of hybrid approaches and innovative combinations of social and ecological theories to provide analytical tools in trying to understand the complexities and the challenges in an educational context. For this purpose, as an example, we are referring to the 12 key pathways for developing an education-wide focus for well-being in an educational setting. The growing inclusive well-being model, as depicted on the diagram, is also speaking to Bronfenbrenner approach, as it also touches on the individual, the community, as well as the society at large. But through this, one can say that the dynamic model for well-being and the positive social ecology model have been used to deepen our understanding of well-being, as it is centered around the three main domains: the genetic factors, the life circumstances, the involvement in active pursuits, and special interest. As a college, there is a need for us to be cognizant of the possible influence these may have on individual learners and provides the support that is needed in order to address individual, community, as well as structural impactors for the whole college community stakeholders through what we call the welcome me approach, the know me approach, as well as the help me to learn approach. As a result of all these discussions and theories, ecological and contextual analysis, many countries around the world, or even institutions, have drafted, have promulgated laws in order to assist them in addressing some of these issues. In specifically the case of South Africa, there is the Constitution. There are other legislations and policies, directives from the National Department, the funding norms, bursaries, and NSFAS, the policies on social inclusion, gender-based violence, strategic policy framework on disability for the PSED sector, the white paper 6 on special needs education, the bullying, the harassment policy, the list goes on. But as far as the college is concerned, and the ecological framework for the college, these are captured in the vision of the college, the values statement of the college, the students' code of conduct, the college employees' code of conduct. And to make the point, the college has appointed a health and wellness practitioner, as well as a number of student liaison officers that are based at the various campuses as part of the student services support to bring about that very support which is needed by both employees and learners at the college. In conclusion, since educational context-based well-being programs are reported to produce long-term benefit for children and young people, including improved social, emotional functioning and academic performance both locally and internationally, there is evidence to suggest that teachers' well-being is positively affected too. To analyze and identify enablers and impactors of well-being in a societal, organizational, and/or educational context or setting, the positive social ecology model, the dynamic model of well-being, and the revised student well-being pathways are suggested as effective models to look at. And this is the end. I thank you.